Today on a Fuzzy Whatsit show, we've got Frank Warburton Bailey III. The third?
The third, named after my grandfather and my great-great-grandfather.
Whoa.
Skips a generation.
Is that why it's the third? Like, there's not just one third of you here, you're all here?
Mostly, yeah.
Good, good. So, Frank is probably the most famous person we've had on the show. He's in a movie. He's in several movies.
Yeah. Biggest one's called American Dreamer. It just released a couple months ago, starring Peter Dinklage, Shirley MacLaine, Matt Dillon, and Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Oh, and did you go to Hollywood to do this?
You know what? Hollywood has come to Vancouver and BC. We call it Hollywood North now.
Cool.
Yeah, in 2021 we did about $3.8 billion worth of filming.
You did $3.8 billion worth of filming?
I wish.
Oh.
I wish. But in BC, that's how much filming came here, and the overflows made it to the beautiful island. We have so many beautiful places to film here, and top-notch film crew, and we're building.
What do you do usually on set?
Usually I'm acting. You'll see me playing a lot of police, firefighters. I was a firefighter for about 6 years in real life, and now I get to portray one in the movies and film.
Like you actually were helping people and saving people in fires?
You betcha. Everything from full structure fires to like the jaws of life, and getting cats like yourself out of trees once in a while too.
That was going to be my next question. Does it take any special training to be a police officer on a show?
For any actor, being able to research your character, it really helps when it comes to mannerisms, job descriptions, all that kind of thing. The more you know, the more convincing you'll be to your audience, and the more you can bring to the production.
How did you get involved in acting?
That's a good question. Many years ago, probably about 20 years ago,
Yeah?
Joe Cooper, some of you guys might recognize him from The Locker Room.
Oh,
Quality show, by the way. He was supposed to do some background acting in a show called Eureka, and a sci-fi show. It ran for 8 seasons on the Sci-Fi Network. And last minute he couldn't do it, and a friend of a friend asked me to cover for him. So I showed up. I did, I think, about a full week on that show, and they featured me as a scientist that you can see in the beginning of the show and for every episode that season. So that got me involved. I sent a paycheck to the agent, even though she wasn't mine, and she called me up and wondered why she had a paycheck from somebody who wasn't her client. And it was quite good. She picked me up and asked if I wanted to be in other movies, and that's how it all started. Her name is Jackie Casey with Spotlight Talent. If you want to get involved in filming on the island, look up Jackie and Spotlight Talent.
That's amazing. That's quite the story of how you got started.
When you have good people on the island to work with and you're reliable, beautiful things happen.
Awesome. So from there to working with movie stars.
Oh, 20 years. How do I cover that quickly? A lot of training here and there, taking courses, getting involved in front of cameras and behind the scene, learning everything that happens with sound and camera equipment, lighting. There's such a big array that goes into acting. And as an actor, it's our job to understand a lot of it. So the big movies, Jackie played a huge part in that. They needed an actor last minute, and she called me, and I got to go down, and the next thing you know, I'm standing beside Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones, doing some lines with him, and sitting there getting to wish Shirley MacLaine happy birthday, and all these beautiful things on set that I never thought would happen. So
That is amazing.
it is fuzzy, it really is.
I think I've seen you in some comedy shows.
Yes, Plath Comedy. Has anyone seen it? Okay, we've got some fans in the audience today.
Oh, yeah.
Plath started with a group of local writers, producers, puppeteers, and actors right here in Nanaimo. And we just got to make some really interesting, fun little short videos that you can find on YouTube.
Very cool. So there's people on the island that are making movies, but they're not Hollywood movies.
All the time. We have a number of film festivals, a ton of writers, producers, directors, people who are making big stuff, small stuff, everything from YouTube to their own channels. So yeah, there's a huge array of talent here. I'm Frank Warburton Bailey III here on Fuzzy Whatsit. Oh yeah. And you can see me in American Dreamer on Apple TV starring Peter Dinklage and Shirley MacLaine. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for being here, Frank. The audience really appreciates it. I appreciate it. The T-Rex appreciates it.
He's beautiful.
That's how you get big in show business.